Okay, in this video we're going to examine how to use a parameter to control what measure is going to be used in the row shelf. So we're using the bookstore data set, and if we want to examine the popularity of a book, for example, by number of checkouts, I could create a simple bar chart by dragging the number of checkouts to the row shelf and sorting, and we could see that this book, Wrist Width, or however you say that, had the most number of checkouts. But if we also want to compare popularity based on rating, or based on the number of sales, then we'd have to create individual visualizations. And while that's certainly easy enough to do, what's better is to give the control of what the user wants to look at, because one person may find a particular measure more important than another. So how can we do this with a parameter? So remember, a parameter is a placeholder. It's a variable, and in this case we're going to create a variable called let's see, choose measure for popularity. Okay, and I'm going to change this to a string, and we're going to create a list. And the string we're going to use are sales. So the person can choose, what measure do you want to use? Sales. Do we want to use ratings? Do we want to use average ratings instead of ratings? Do we want to use the number of checkouts? Okay. Do we want to use instead of sales? Let's say this is, well, let's keep it simple. So sales, ratings, average ratings, number of checkouts. Then I'm going to click OK. Now we have this parameter, and I am going to go ahead and show the parameter. And right now, if I choose any of these things, nothing happens. And that's because, remember, we have to remember the acronym CAUSE, create. We just did that. We created the parameter, but next we have to apply it. We have to connect that parameter to something. So the thing we're going to connect it to is a calculated field, and this calculated field I'm going to call popularity. Let's see if I can spell right. Measure, and in this I'm going to use a case. And in the case statement, what I'm going to do is drag in this parameter, and so choose case. So whatever the value of this parameter is, when the value of this parameter is sales, then what I want to do is count my sales. Okay. When the value of that parameter is ratings, then what I want to do is show a count of the rating. When the value is average rating, hopefully I'm spelling that correct. If not, I'll go back and fix it. Then average rating. And then finally, I think I did one other, when number of checkouts is what is chosen, then what I want to do is sum my number of checkouts. All right, and I notice I'm missing in a couple of places. Then what else? And then I forgot to do the N. Count. Oh, I see what I've done. I apologize. Count rating. This should have been, I must have deleted that when I put in the word then. So there we go. Sorry about those mistake. So when the value of this parameter is sales, then count sales. When the value of the parameter is ratings, then count ratings. When the value is average ratings, average ratings. And when the value is number of checkouts, then we are going to sum. So you can see we're counting, we're averaging, we're summing, we're doing different aggregations. So let's click OK. Now I can add this calculated field to the row shelf, sort it, and as I go through here, there is my count of the ratings. This is my average ratings, and this is the number of checkouts, and anybody can examine that. And so what I would like to do, let's double click on this title and change it. So I'm going to say book popularity by, and instead of saying with parameter, I'm going to insert the parameter. Okay, so now when we're looking at sales, it says book popularity by sales. When I'm choosing ratings, it says book popularity by ratings, average ratings, so on and so forth. So this is an example of using a parameter to in essence, change what is, in this particular visualization, which measure is on the row sheet.